Another world.
DJ Hannah. Kind of rhymes with you, Hannah. Yes, you do. Yeah, do. You don't like that loud music, Hannah? Hey, we know you love it. You know you be loving it. Man, I've been getting a lot of cool experiences lately. As well as I one about, well, it doesn't matter about that one, because that one was mostly sexual, wasn't it, Hannah? That one was mostly sexual, but can't remember the other details because I was going to talk about that one anyway. But that one was sexual, but I had a bunch of other OBE VR lucid dreams, but I just figured I'd talk about this one this morning. Just one of them, since it would take too long to put all those other ones on this video, and I don't have much storage space on my iPhone. But yeah, this one was good enough to talk about, and I could talk about it in probably like 20 minutes. But yeah, where did I write those other ones down? Oh crap. I write things down. I can't remember where the hell I wrote them down. Oh wait a minute, I know where I wrote them down. But I don't have time to talk about the other ones. But yeah, I mean I've been having some good ones. It's just, I don't know, I just haven't really had time to talk about them really. Because I've been busy with Turtle, stuff like that. But okay, so this morning, and I remember the two other details too, and so I wrote those down at the end. And so that's pretty much every single detail of this experience. I don't think I forgot anything, except for maybe the talking, because I know the real estate agent, you know, we talked a little bit and stuff. I know she said some things, but I can't remember what we said, or what she said exactly, or whatever. But anyway, okay, so this is to the luxury first floor condo complex, and this was the OBE VR lucid dream. It didn't feel like 3D. It felt better than 3D, like a different dimension. You know, it didn't totally feel like 3D or whatever. So that's why I call it lucid dream. Otherwise, I'd call it OBE VR. If it felt like 3D, but even some of them can kind of feel like, well, you know, can kind of feel like another dimension. It's just the lucid dreams are kind of deeper in the dream state. Okay, so I was roaming around a condo house on the first floor with a coworker. It was like she was looking to learn how to be a real estate agent. Her husband had acquired that job already at one point in the house. Her husband had acquired that job already. And at one point in the house, we were sitting there in a small office at a table. He was on the left and I was kind of like in the middle, and the coworker was on the right. And he was showing us his check. I looked down, he showed us his check of $4,450 from the sale of a house that he sold. I looked down at the check, and like I say, this was all very vivid. It was $4,450. And now I realized that wasn't really a lot of money. That seemed like a lot of money in the scenario, but now I realize it was not. you know, because if you're going to sell a house, you probably want to make, you know, 80,000 or 100,000. You know what I mean? But in the scenario, it was like a lot of money. So anyway, I looked down at the check, and like I say, this was all very vivid. Okay, funny thing is, the aliens knew I knew that her husband was having a hard time wanting to work in real life. And that was the cause in real life of their, or at least one of the causes of their divorce in real life. And in real life now, he is a gym instructor, and supposedly he's making pretty good money. In the scenario, you know, I was thinking in my head, like, great, he got a good job now. Because I knew, you know, even in the scenario, I knew that he hadn't worked much. You know what I mean? And the wife didn't like that. So coworker, mom, and sister were walking around this first floor luxury condo for a long time, back and forth, observing it while we followed the current real estate agent, owner of the house. You know, she was following us around, showing us the house. Well, actually, it was a condo. But I mean, it was like a big house, but it was a condo. She was a woman and probably about 59. And so she was walking around with us, showing us the condo. At one point, we went outside the house, and I came back up the short stairs with a small bottle of hand sanitizer in my right hand, and I was like, what the heck? I don't want this crap. And I was like, bam! And I threw the bottle really hard into the tall trash can to the left. That was right there by the 4 or 5 steps as you go up into the first floor, you know, luxury condo that we were, you know, like visiting or whatever. Then I also threw away a napkin that was in my same hand. But a small bit of hand sanitizer spilled out on my right finger, and it started burning. I felt the burning in the scenario. I felt the burn sensation. After going back up the steps and going back inside the house, I realized I forgot 4 things. My purse, black sunglasses, silver water jug, and one more thing. And I think it was the keys, but I can't remember the 4th thing. Finally, I gathered everything up, and I was like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I was counting the stuff that I knew I had to get before leaving back out of the house. By the way, what town I was in, I don't know. It didn't seem like any town I've been to before. Like the alien, which was probably Joel. He didn't tell me, you know, he didn't program that for me to think that it was a city or town or a name or whatever. I was just in a strange city or town or whatever. By the way, what town I was in, I don't know. It didn't seem like any town I've been to before. It almost seemed like in the scenario, I was near a large body of water, like an ocean or a bay. But I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure there was water, a body of water past that fountain. Like either ocean or bay. So I saw my sunglasses and silver water bottle on one table. Okay, when I was still in the condo, I saw my sunglasses and silver water bottle on one table. Then it's like I turned around and then I looked up on a higher like shelf where the real estate agent had put 4 purses sort of in a lost and found area. It was like a lost and found area, and I looked up and there were like 4 purses. And so I was like, wow. And I stared at all the purses, which were all small and brown with straps. And I was careful to pick out only mine. So yeah, it was really cool. And so I finally, you know, got my purse and everything, and I was pretty sure, you know, that it was mine and everything. But I was just careful, you know, to pick mine because they all sort of kind of were similar, kind of small and everything. Okay, and I was careful to pick out only mine. Okay, then with all 4 items in my hand, the 4th one may have been my keys and keychain. But like I said, that 4th item, I can't remember what it was, but I think it was probably keys. Okay, so then with all 4 items in my hand, the 4th one may have been my keys and keychain. We walked outside again down the steps, and my coworker was on my left side, as I walked down the steps, I looked over to the right, and there was a beautiful luxury round water fountain. You know, like concrete, that pretty concrete water fountain. It was beige and light yellowish, about 7 feet ahead of us. When I cocked my head to the right, there was a beautiful, a beautiful big water fountain. But I didn't notice it that first time we had walked out, and with the hand sanitizer. I didn't notice it then. It was the second time when I walked out of the house. It was like 30 by 30 feet. Water was shooting up and everything, about 20 feet up or more. I told my coworker, I was like, see, if you rent, a luxury condo instead of an apartment, you get these beautiful fountains instead of just boring grass and a sidewalk like a normal apartment. And she started agreeing with me. I think the alien put that in there because in real life, she had got a divorce, and she moved into this house. She moved into a house of her own or whatever. So anyway, I think the alien put all that in there because of that, because I knew all that. And we walked down the sidewalk around the corner past the fountain. So then eventually I went back into the condo, and I walked through the door, and there was a familiar skating rink. There was a big old skating rink. That's kind of cool. It's kind of weird. Like all of a sudden there wasn't a skating rink the first time around in that, pretty big condo. Oh, I would say that condo was like 4,000 square feet. But anyway, but then all of a sudden it turned into, it was the same condo, but it had a big old skating rink off in a room that you opened up. Big, pretty big skating rink. Okay, so anyway, so then eventually I went back into the condo, and I walked through the door, and there was a familiar skating rink. I saw tons of people. Yeah, it was familiar because it was kind of like skate port that used to be up the street in real life. So the alien had put sort of like skate, in the scenario it looked like skateport. That's where we used to go all the time when we were young, up the street in real life. So anyway, it was a familiar skating rink, and I saw tons of people skating around. But before that, a woman was trailing behind me to go to the skating rink too, and I tried to open the door for her, but she just looked at me like all rude. I don't know why the aliens, they make people like all fucking rude to me and shit. Well, that's because they go off your own attitude and shit. And, like when I would go to bars and stuff when I was younger or whatever, but I was kind of slave to the Matrix then, and people were, it's a bar, but when you're young and dumb, you don't realize how stupid it is to go to a bar. But most of the people are just, fucking rude, or they're drug addicts or meth heads or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the alien, they put that in there, whatever thoughts you have in your attitude towards people or whatever. So anyway, but she looked at me like all rude, so I was like, okay. And she looked like a gay woman. And she was a familiar gay woman that I had seen in real life, at a bar or whatever, a long time ago. I totally remember what she looked like and everything. I just can't remember what bar or whatever I saw her or whatever. Then when I realized the whole skating rink was a gay skating rink, I walked back out. And as far as I remember, I don't think it was all women. It was women and men, but it was a gay skating rink. The woman was some familiar woman I had seen before in real life that was in the scenario. I already said that. Okay, and then the two other details came back to me, and I just jotted them down here. And I don't know, it's just sometimes I don't know, it's like I've been lazy. Like I get all these good scenarios, and then all of a sudden when I wake up, I just feel like I don't know, I feel like I don't want to remember it, I don't care to remember it. And I don't know why I've been like that, you know what I'm saying? Because, and in this scenario, I woke up, and at first I didn't think it was such a good scenario, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna write this fucker down, I'm gonna remember every fucking detail. And I did, I remembered every goddamn detail of this scenario. But lately, I've been having all these good scenarios, but yet when I wake up, I feel like it's too hard to put it together in words or whatever. I don't know why I've been like that. I don't know if some other alien is trying to fuck with my head or what. Okay, but anyway, so the other two details, Okay, so in the other scenario I haven't talked about yet, I went over to my grandma's again, but she was already deceased and everything, and the guys that I have already kind of seen before out in the front yard were living there. And so in the scenario, they were still living there, and we kind of broke into the house and started observing the house. And there was, well, first when I sat on the toilet, it was like a white seat, and then I turned back around and it turned into black marble. A very beautiful black marble toilet seat. And I don't know why the aliens did that. I've never seen a black toilet marble seat before. But so anyway, that was a scenario I haven't talked about yet. But in this scenario, to the condo, luxury condo, first floor apartment, condo on the first floor, when the real estate agent was taking me around and stuff, apparently she took us into the bathroom, and I looked down, and I was like, wow, there's that black, marble toilet seat again. Because I knew, even in the scenario, I knew I had seen it. I knew that it was significant and that I had seen it in the other scenario. But in the scenario, it was like the alien was trying to, probably Joel, was trying to make me think that was significant. And I don't know why, but now I'm thinking the only reason why it was significant was because Joel is trying to tell me that he's giving me the experience by putting which he always pretty much does the same thing over and over again anyway, you know what I mean? But I think that's what the significance was, because that's why he put that black toilet seat, the marble black toilet seat, because he already gave me that other experience with the black. It's because he wanted to tell me that, and like I say, and I only talked to him pretty much, to give me experiences. But I know once in a blue moon, the flat-faced beings will give me an experience. But lately, I've just sort of been talking to him to give me an experience or whatever, And I think that's why he put that black toilet seat again in the scenario, in this scenario. And like I said, that other experience, it was about a week or so ago. But I wrote them down, on the computer. That's right. That's where I wrote them, on the computer, the notepad. Okay, so, and then there was another part in the scenario where, like me and my sister, we're walking around the condo, and there was a few other people too that were, observing the condo. But it was like me, my coworker, real estate agent, my sister, and like I say, there was a couple other people too. And like at one point, because these two parts I had forgotten, there was another part where it's like me and my sister were standing there, and we were looking inside of a big room. And to the left was a familiar guy. To the right was my sister's boyfriend named Alan. And I was like, okay, hold on, let me remember. Okay. Well, I noticed how the guy on the left was about, I was trying to guess, yeah, that's what I was doing. I was trying to guess how tall he was, because the guy on the left was like 5'11", or about 6 feet, and the guy on the right, Alan, the guy on the left was familiar too, but I can't remember who he was. The guy on the right was Alan. It was somebody that I've seen before, or my brother's friend, or my sister's friend, or somebody. And then the guy on the right was Alan, and but he was super tall, and I was trying to guess, are you like 6'5" or something like that? And he's like, no, 7 feet. So I thought that was kind of funny and weird. But I knew the guy on the left, was like about my height or whatever. And then the guy on the right, Alan, I knew was super tall. And I was like, are you about 6'5", 6'7", something like that? And he's like, no, I'm 7 feet. But in real life, he's not 7 feet. I think he's about 6'4". I think in real life, he's 6'4". So the alien just put that in there because I knew that he was tall, Alan was tall, and we used to play basketball and stuff at the Y. But anyway, I thought that was kind of weird. But anyway, those two pieces came back to me, and I know I didn't forget anything other than those two pieces, but I remembered them. Both the guys and then the black toilet seat. But anyway, yeah, so I've just been, like, not really wanting to remember my experiences for whatever reason, but I'm going to start remembering all of them, all of the details and everything. Because I've just been lazy or something, you know what I mean? Or distracted or something. But anyway, okay, thanks for listening.